welcome everybody to another episode of the Lore Pod Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're going to be going back to the world of Star Wars and be talking about a clone trooper. And for those people who have followed me on video game playthroughs like in Battlefront 2 and all the other shit and Squadrons and fan of the podcast or perhaps know me, y'all know my love for Captain Rex. But this is not him. That episode is going to take probably 10 years to fucking accomplish because there's so much lore to that man. But we're going to be talking about Clone Trooper CT-6116, aka Kix. Now, what is Kix? Kix is actually as far as we know, the last surviving clone trooper who's now in the era of the First Order. How the fuck is that possible? Well, let me tell you. First, before we get any further, remember, I'm your host, Dakota Morgan, coming to Phoenix, Arizona. And of course, business out first here to my Twitch is CodaRex97. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to it. Instagram is at CodaRex97 as well. And then my X is at Dakota_Morgan3. All right, back to it. Now, Kixo was originally seen in the Clone Wars television show back in the day, and he was part of the 501st Legion led by Captain Rex, and of course assisted Anakin and Obi-Wan on a shit ton of missions. He was actually a medic though at the time. Now, a few of the things that he did help with though during the Clone Wars show we saw is that when Captain Rex was shot in the chest out on this planet of Salakamai, they were actually, dealing with separatists when he was sniped there and actually took care of him and brought him to a farm where they were actually able to meet a clone deserter who was living on his own. That was a very good episode too for a lot of that shit. Now, he's actually an Umbara vet, and that's basically the Star Wars Vietnam. That shit was dark neon and horrible. And that was also the episode where there's a few episodes, the Umbara arc, where we actually saw one of the Jedi, Pon Krill, who hated clones and was actually very racist to the clones and was very adamant about that. Actually, got them to turn on each other, and when he went to the dark side, and he got the clone troopers to actually start killing each other in a battle. He did a false flag operation. It was fucking nuts. That episode, those episodes really hit hard too for us clone fans. Now, Kixo was done a little bit dirty here because when the Clone Trooper 5s actually found out about the brain inhibitor chips during that, he actually was told in a bar by Five's like, "Hey Kix, I know you. You're my brother. Hey, we have an inhibitor chip. There's a conspiracy." And this was all during the episode where one of the inhibitor chips failed in a clone, and that clone actually turned and killed a Padawan. Yeah, that shit actually happened. He killed her. He's like, good soldiers follow orders, turned and just shot her in the fucking head during the Separatist battle. And Fives looked into it and discovered it, and he went on the run. He was being framed and all this shit because Dooku and of course Palpatine were like, no. No, you're gonna ruin all of our plans. And so when Kix is told about this, and Fives eventually was killed in the end, he was like, oh, I gotta look into this here. Boy, that story hit fucking hard too, that Five storyline. Now, Kix was told this and did some information digging on his own, and he actually began to research into the behavior inhibitor chip there, which we all know was the reason why the clones are the only way possible for the clones of Recon to turn against them. When you hear the Order 66, the inhibitor chip supersedes all their feelings, and even Rex fought it really hard. He started to cry. Oh, that was a whole thing. I think Bad Batch explored that a little bit more too, about you can't actually take it out, and so we had to have a surgery bay or something like that. Now, he investigating though, Kix actually found out it was true, but as soon as he found out, Dooku was actually like, fuck you. And for some other reason, he didn't kill him, because maybe he's like, I need to know what he knows and how he learned it and what's going on here. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna need to talk to this dude. So he actually put him on kidnapped him, put him on a Separatist ship, and put him into this hypersleep sort of thing. Put him in stasis. But the Separatist cruiser was actually attacked on its way to Dooku's homeworld, and they had strict orders on this ship to say, hey, we cannot let this guy get captured, but we need the information still from him of what he knows and who he told, yada yada. So it's like, okay, random hyperspace jump, and they just randomly went to hyperspace, and they were lost. For how long? Oh, 50 fucking years they were gone. That's right, 50 years they were gone. And a lot of shit happened, like the rise of the fall of the Empire, rise of the First Order and shit too. So for 50 years it was missing, and legend grew of the lost treasure of Count Dooku with that shit. Now, 27 years though after the fall of the Empire, a pirate crew called a Crimson Courser actually found the ship. They were looking for it, and they actually were able to calculate it, and they actually found out where the hell it was. And they found Kix in stasis there. Still young, still spry, he just looked the fucking same. He was still the same. And they actually found him instead of the treasure. And boy, he woke up just screaming of how there's a conspiracy to take down the Jedi and everything else too. Meanwhile, these people were like, hey dude, dude, we're on the First Order now. we're past that. So when he realized everything was gone after talking to him, he's like, fuck it, I don't have anything. My brothers are all dead. They are all aged out and shit. I think at this point Rex is probably dead too, because Rex was old in the Battle of Endor. So he, as far as we know, is the last one there. No one else has come up yet. So he actually joined their pirate crew and painted his armor. He had red stripes, but also he painted it blue, probably in honor of the 501st. Now, legend of the... He probably didn't also want to be not associated with the Stormtroopers. A legend actually grew around him, though. Kix is a legend out there in God knows where with this pirate crew at this point. But the legend grew around him as a vengeful warrior from an endless war. Talk about a badass. And of course, he's wrecking house because he's an old clone trooper, and he's like 10 times better than the Stormtroopers at shooting. I hate to say a lot of shit's proved otherwise, but he's still pretty cool. So that is the story of the longest living Stormtrooper, the last one alive, Kix. If y'all enjoyed this little episode here, be sure to subscribe to Lore Pod for new episodes every week here, because we are back, baby. We're back doing new pods. And be sure as well to follow me on social media for all my adventures, media, animals, aerospace, all the stuff like that there. Be sure to subscribe to there for that. My Twitch is CoderX97 from video game playthroughs. And of course, as always, everyone, stay creative.